Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GSL Crevasse, where we are going to be seeing a ZVP in the second round. Yes, the second round of the Zeke EU Daily. My God, I can't do names today. Anyway, we are going to be seeing the Cyans are going to be spawning in the top left spawn location, KOB or KOB. And TdgWumBeL is going to be spawning in the bottom left location. The Swiss buddy of mine, TdgWumBeL, is going to be the Master League Protoss spawning in the bottom left. Posting a little link to his team's website. Feel free to check that out, I guess. Anyway, KOB is just going to be. TdgWumBeL doesn't know what to play apparently. No, I'm only a spectator, so I can't offer any insight, but I hear Mass Drone is really popular these days. It may well be the best build in the world. Mass Probe, I mean, sorry. I mean, Probe Rushes are very good. If Naniwa uses them in GSL, then it must be good. Anyway, not much really to talk about right now. I have to say Crevasse is a pretty cool map. There is this in-base expansion back here. Not the best thing of all time. It's 2 mineral patches short and only 1 Vespene Geyser, but it is a rich Vespene Geyser. So this is a pretty it's a pretty good expansion. It's not, I mean, it is safe, so you can get a safe. Yeah, it's safe. Anyway, we're going to be seeing TdgWumBeL scouting in all the wrong places first. KOB is going to be throwing up his pool is almost done now, actually. 14 pool down from him, and actually an in-base expansion going to be taken by TdgWumBeL reasonably early. On 17, actually, so not late at all. He's actually going to be opting for the expansion before anything else. He's gone Nexus first. It is a reasonably safe map to do that on, simply because this is in-base, and this ramp is not exactly the biggest thing in the world. He is going to be going for a Forge. Obviously a pretty good decision, because you kind of want defense if you're going Nexus first. Anyway, there is going to be a gateway thrown up as well. There is a little hole in the middle for that Zealot to block off. Actually, might be holes on 2 sides. I think there might be a hole over there as well. I'm not 100% sure, though. Nice. The probe is able to throw down a pylon there, but the Lings come out to prevent that. KOB is going to be taking his own expansion. He's opting for the natural expansion. The full natural expansion with 8 mineral patches and 2 Vespene Geysers, so it's a slightly better expansion than the one that KOB has, than TdgWumBeL has over here. So Wumble is going to be a little bit behind once both the bases are up, but of course he does have the advantage of putting his down earlier, so he's not in a bad position at all. Going to be getting a cannon at the front as well to hold off any sort of early aggression. Ling is going to be trying to come in there. Going to be getting another pylon over there, and ooh, doesn't quite get the wall off there. The Ling does get in. We'll be able to scout to his heart's content now. There is no Ling speed on the way, so the Ling is going to be a slow Ling. So once the Stalker comes out, he should be dead. But the Cyber Core has only now been started, so it's going to be a little while until he actually is able to kill that Ling. And the Ling is now going into the expansion, and we'll see that TdgWumBeL is actually ahead as far as his expansion timing goes. KOB's expansion of his own is almost done. There, his second queen is done, and it's making its way. It's a very, very slow way over to that expansion. Anyway, not much is happening for KOB. He's going to be grabbing his own third. Realizes that Wumble has his in-base expansion, so he's going to be grabbing the in-base of his own. So he will be responding to the typical Forge. He'll be doing the typical Forge Fast Expand response of grabbing a fast third. Not as fast as he would probably have liked, but it took him a while to find that base up there, so he's only now grabbing that third, and a little bit behind at this point, but Wumble's now going to be getting his Cyber Core, his Warp Gate, rather. Actually, he's going for a very, very early robotics facility. He could be doing this for any number of reasons, really. Obviously, in early obs is very, very nice to have, simply because you can have scouting going on very, very nice and early, and see exactly what your opponent's up to and respond accordingly. But you could well be going for Immortals or anything else, really. But I do think right now this is mainly for either probably most likely an obs, simply because he doesn't really know what's going on. Wumble doesn't really like the map. Not really one of my favorites either, to be honest. But it is a pretty interesting map. That much has to be said. He doesn't know why it's stupid. It just is. And going to be chronoing out +1 attack upgrades, ground attack upgrades for Wumble. And he's actually pretty far behind as far as supply goes. He doesn't really seem to know what he's doing at this point. He's just sort of playing random crap. Getting a bunch more gateways though. Going to be getting gateways for 2 through 6, and oh, Warp Prism. Now this I like. I do really enjoy Warp Prism play. Warp Prism play is awesome. Going to be getting a one kill on that Zealot before it dies, but nothing makes me a happier boy than Warp Prisms, and there's no Overlords on this little area to see that, unless he for some reason flies it out there, which would be very unlucky. But he is in fact just going to be coming over here, and he's going to be morphing those all into warp gates right away. And after that, I assume he'll just load 4 guys up into that little thing and into that little buddy, and then just go away and own his opponent if he can. He's getting a Robo Bay at the same time, so he's getting ready to transition into Colossus. I don't really know what's going on. He hasn't really seen much of anything. He just sees this. He's going to be warping in guys in the natural, though. And there's not much on the field for KOB at this point in time. He's got a few lings, but they're slow lings, and all he has is 19 lings at the moment. So he, TdgWumBeL is in a pretty good position to do some really good damage here. Zealots do very well against all of these units. Zealots starting to tear apart everything, and of course he will be able to warp in more any second. There's one. There we go. There's the next set of Zealots being warped in. There's nothing really going on there, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Roaches have now popped, and there is a Stalker in there as well, so the Stalker is going to be helping out. But there are a significant number of Roaches, but yeah, there we go. With the reinforcing Roaches, he should be able to hold this off reasonably well. More Stalkers are being warped in as well. And now he's going into full-on Stalker warp-ins. No more Zealots, because Stalkers do reasonably well against... they do definitely better against Roaches anyway. And more stuff's going to continue to be warped in. And it looks like he will finally be held off. How many workers did he kill? He killed 14 workers, though, so TdgWumBeL did not do badly with that attack at all. He will probably lose these four Stalkers, though. Oh, no, he's going to be warping in more Zealots. 4 Zealots versus 3 Roaches. Not the greatest engagement for TdgWumBeL there. But he is going to try to do as much damage as he can. Going to continue warping in here, though. He sort of baited all those troops away with these 3 Stalkers. Very nice play there, but the Roaches are going to go for a counterattack. There's not that much to defend here. A Colossus is on its way out, but with only 1 cannon here, I don't think he has what it takes to defend against this. Not at all. Cannon's going to be down almost instantly. He is able to warp in a few things now, and he's finally going to be able to warp things in at home. He's only opting to warp in 1, though, and he's taken out the 3rd now, but it looks like he may be opting for a base race, which may not be the best idea. A Colossus has now spawned, though, and a Colossus will do a lot of damage to those Roaches, but without anything to sort of act as a meat shield against it, I don't know how long it's going to survive. He has split up the Roaches, though, so he's going to do a pretty significant amount of damage. No, he's not. The probes have been pulled, and he's going to be held off reasonably well. And TdgWumBeL is definitely getting the better of this little engagement here. Going to be moving into the main with several Zealots and several Stalkers as well. Yeah, several Zealots and several Stalkers going to be moving into the main. The Warp Prism is going to be moving with them as well, so he can warp in reinforcements right there. And is he going to be moving across to the Colossus? Yes, he is. The Colossus is going to be moving across as well. More Stalkers have been warped in. Very good micro coming from both players. Going to be continuing to pick off Roaches there. And Stalkers are very, very good. They are 1-1 versus the Roaches, which are 0-0. So this is not a good position for KOB to be in at all. And TdgWumBeL looks like he may be able to take this with this Warp Prism Gateway all-in play sort of thing, but he is actually going to opt to go home instead. Or, nope, he's just going to meet up with the Colossus. Now that actually will do a lot of damage. Going to take out that Overlord, and, not really supply block him. There's another hatchery on its way up. He needs more larvae to be able to hold this off. There is 1 Colossus in there. Is there another Colossus on the way at all? No, there are no more Colossi on the way. So that 1 Colossus is going to be the sole support unit there, but there is a lot of other stuff on the ground doing a lot of damage there. No permanent damage done to the Colossus. The Colossus is still at full health. Will be able to regenerate shields reasonably fast as well. The macro hatchery is going to probably go down without being finished there. Very nice play to move this Warp Prism up onto the high ground. Going to be warping in a couple of Zealots there. Probably going to run straight to the mineral line. These Stalkers are doing a lot of damage. Zealots are now in the mineral line of the main as well. Zealots, and no, not in that mineral line just yet. He's going to be taking out that Queen first. A couple of sentries have now spawned as well, so he should be able to hold that ramp reasonably easily. Colossus is regenerating shields very, very quickly. And I think WumBeL may be able to take this game. Spire is now done. But of course, you don't want to overcommit with Corruptors when your opponent only has one Colossus. But this Colossus has done a ton of damage, already at 19 kills, and there's the GG. KOB with a well played, and WumBeL taking that game very non-standardly. Wow. Anyway, I've been Penguin, and thank you for tuning in.